Hey everyone, it's Mike from Destinations to Travel coming to you live today from a very soggy Disney Springs. Hope everyone's having a nice day. As I get our social banners scrolling across the bottom of your screen there. Hope everyone's having some better weather than we're having right now in Central Florida. It has been just thunderstorming all day. Luckily, the rain let up just enough for us to be able to go live from Disney Springs today. Probably won't be a super long video, but I wanted to get out here, take a brief walk around Disney Springs today. You can see the rain hitting the water on Lake Buena Vista here. Obviously, Aerophile, the balloon, is grounded today due to the weather. Again, we've been having thunderstorms all day and supposed to be having thunderstorms all week pretty much. So it is summer in Florida. Hopefully, like I said, though, hopefully the rain doesn't come down too hard while we're here today. Again, it's not too bad right now. But there were two purposes to our live stream today. One, we wanted to get out here to talk about Dreams That Soar, the new nighttime drone show, which debuted just a couple of weeks ago, week and a half ago about. Um, we got out here to check out the opening night of the new show. You can see the video of the full show on our YouTube channel, which you can see scrolling across the bottom of your screen right there. And that is right out here over the lake. Every night there are two showings, weather permitting, which I would assume tonight they might have some issues with that. But 9 o'clock and 10:45, there are two showings for Dreams That Soar. And if you haven't seen anything about it at all, it is a drone show. The drones take the shapes of your favorite Disney characters. It looks really awesome. It's a really cool show. It's sort of the future of theme park nighttime shows right now. Disney's been doing a lot of drone shows in their parks all around the world. So really cool to see that here in Walt Disney World. By the way, we are live. If there's anything specific you'd like to see, drop a comment in there. Let me know what you'd like to check out here at Disney Springs. Or our other topic that we want to discuss today is Disney Lookout Key, the new island destination for Disney Cruise Line, which we just got back from. If you've been following our socials, you've probably been seeing a whole bunch from the new island. It is really, really cool. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. If you guys have any questions about that at all, drop a comment in there. Let's take a little walk around first, though. See what we can see here at Disney Springs. And again, hopefully the rain holds up. It is coming down right now, but not too bad. If it picks up too strong and it's, not somewhere I can get under cover, then we'll probably go ahead and cut today's live stream short. Nice thing about a rainy day at Springs is it's not too busy. So you can walk around without the typical crowds of Disney Springs. We're over here by the food trucks. I should mention, too, for Dreams That Soar, there are two entrances. One of them right over there by Starbucks, where we just were. And the other one is all the way down on the far end of the west side. And you would enter from there, and they'll fill up to pretty much right about the beginning of Summer House over there. And then this area, they come over to, like, just past the end of the food trucks here. And they load up those two areas. This area in the middle here will typically be reserved if there's anything going on. if there's any sort of like media or any other private events that reserve this space. Otherwise, I would assume they will have it open. But again, we only came for the opening night, so that area was blocked off. But you definitely do want to get there early for your showing, especially if you're doing the first showing. From what I've heard, the second showing of the night is a lot easier, much more manageable. But again, that's at 10:45 at night. I am going to head to the left. We're going to go towards the landing. But first, it's been a while since I've been over here, and I need to go check out Salt and Straw's monthly menu. Salt and Straw, if you're not familiar, is the ice cream shop here. It is very delicious, and they always have new flavors for each month. So let's see what we got here. The Brewers series, Black Stripe Porter and Bread Pudding. That sounds fantastic. Barrel Aged Chocolate Stout. Russian Rivers Supplication Ale with Manchego. Interesting. And then Space Cookies and Cream Hazy IPA. Tropicals Lager with Guava. That's interesting too. So those are definitely some flavors that I will want to try, as is often the case at Salt and Straw. So again, if you're just joining us, we are just taking a walk around a rainy Disney Springs today. We are going to talk a little bit about Lookout Key as we make our way around. I will probably stop somewhere under some cover in order to do that, because having to carry my umbrella around makes it difficult to share photos and videos and things like that with you guys. So again, let me know if you have any questions about Disney Springs or Lookout Key. Just drop a comment in there. We are live streaming, by the way, on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, or X. And we do these live streams once a week. You can see our socials scrolling across the bottom of your screen there. So be sure to like, follow, subscribe if you want to see some Disney Parks content.
Taking her tax them last night with the four of us. Yeah, I got comfortable.
Oh, it is a little bit slippery over here. I see Jess asked, what is my favorite part of the new island? Um, that's a tough question. Honestly, just the views. It's beautiful. Oh, geez, it is slippery heading up this hill here. But yeah, the island is absolutely beautiful. And like I said, once I get a chance to stop under some cover somewhere, I will share some photos and videos and things like that. And if you've been following us on those various socials you see scrolling across the bottom of your screen, you've probably seen a lot of it before. Hi, Brian. Brian is going in January. Do you mean going to here to Walt Disney World, or are you going to Lookout Key, Disney Cruise Line's new island destination? Either one is great. Ah, okay, Walt Disney World. Yeah, we've also actually seen some new things at Walt Disney World this week. We were out at the opening of Communicore over at Epcot. Communicore Hall is now the home to a meet and greet location with Mickey and friends. We saw Goofy and Minnie there, along with Mickey. Communicore also has the stage where the new Celebración Encanto show takes place, which you've seen some videos on our socials from that as well, videos and photos. Just as today is probably a good day to grab some Gideon's cookies. Oh, there's still a line out there. Very soggy line. So yeah, if you want Gideon's, just know you're gonna wait a little bit. They do typically do the virtual queue. So when you get here, if you know you want Gideon's, good move would be first thing you do, go and put your name in on the virtual queue, and then you'll wait in this line here, which looks longer than it is. You probably wait like 15 minutes from here, and then you head in and get your cookies and your cake and your coffee, whatever else you want to get. Gideon's is fantastic. One of my favorite snack locations in Walt Disney World and just the world. But yeah, we've seen Communicore Hall open over at Epcot. The Encanto show is fantastic, by the way. Really, really fun new character experience. Great for younger guests. There's a lot of involvement with younger guests too. Like they get to be a part of the show, which is really fun. And then over at Magic Kingdom, we have gotten a preview. I haven't personally gotten a preview yet of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, but I get to ride it tomorrow, and I'm really excited. So Tiana's Bayou Adventure officially opens June 28th. Like I said, we will be out there tomorrow to share some looks at the new attraction. What it depends on what we're actually allowed to share, but I will definitely giving you guys a look at the new attraction in some capacity. We also learned just was it yesterday? Yeah, time is all just blending together for me now. But uh, we got the opening date for Country Bears, the new Country Bears show over at Magic Kingdom. And I do know off the top of my head that that opens next month. I do not remember the specific date. Perhaps, Jess, if you are not busy, you can share the specific opening date of the Country Bears. So, like I said, we are just taking a walk around Disney Springs in the rain here today. Looks like the rain has chased most guests away, although there's some crowds still around. You know, people are still going to be at T-Rex Cafe. People are still going to be at the Lego store up ahead here. July 17th. There we go. That is the opening date for Country Bears. Gonna take a walk across the bridge here. There you go. Brian says T-Rex is an awesome place. You know what? I've actually never eaten there. I know it's a very popular table service restaurant, obviously themed like dinosaurs, so really fun place for younger guests especially. There's also, of course, Rainforest Cafe just across the bridge from T-Rex. So there's some really fun restaurants here at Disney Springs. A lot of really, really great restaurants here at Disney Springs. Boathouse, Homecoming, Paddlefish right there. Raglan Road. Just some of my favorites are right here at Disney Springs. So a lot of great places to eat. Let's enjoy a nice rainy view for just a second. If you're not really familiar with Disney Springs, and its location. So this would be the shopping and dining district, and it is located just across the water here from Saratoga Springs, Disney Vacation Club Resort there. And you've got things like I said, I mentioned all the great restaurants, and you've also got World of Disney, which you can see across the water, other side of the bridge here. World of Disney is the biggest Disney store in the world. Disneyland also has their own World of Disney. The one here in Walt Disney World, though, is the biggest in the world. I'm not exaggerating. That is an actual Disney fact. So if you need Disney merchandise and you can't find it there, you're probably not going to find it. I'd be really curious to see because if you saw our video of Dreams at Soar, the new drone show, we were right in the typical viewing area. We were pretty much head on with it. It looked great from where we were at, but I'd be really curious to see what other spots there are to watch the show. Like, can you really watch it from right here? I mean, everything will be like on its side, but I'm sure it would still be really cool to see. We actually joked about watching it from the top of the Orange Garage, but I think that would really work. I think the Coke store over by the Orange Garage could work too. There's a lot of spots that I'm going to be interested to check out to see what Dreams That Store looks like from various locations around Disney Springs. Now, Dreams That Store does only run for a limited time, and it's only into September. But again, I think the trend would be that drones being a part of a nighttime show, that seems to be the future of nighttime shows at theme parks. Disney's been doing them quite a bit. We've had them over in Disneyland Paris, Disneyland in Hong Kong as well. So we've been seeing them pop up more and more. By the way, the Disneyland Paris one, I think is probably the best one. The one here is great, don't get me wrong. But the Electrical Sky Parade over in Disneyland Paris is just incredible. I haven't even gotten to see it in person, but just based on videos, it is the most impressive one. It is Pride Month now as well, so you'll see a lot of banners and photo ops and things like that. It's also going to be all sorts of merchandise. There's some special food and drink options around. So you'll see a lot of that around Disney Springs and around Walt Disney World in general. All right, let's see if I can find a spot where I can put my umbrella down and sort of keep a good view for you guys, because we're going to look at some photos and videos and things, but you're still going to have a lot of just me talking with whatever we're staring at. Oh, here's a cool Pride Month photo up over here. This cool Mickey. By the way, this area of Disney Springs is called the Marketplace. You'll find a lot of, I mean, obviously, you're going to find a lot of shops everywhere. We started off in the west side, that is more the entertainment district. That's where you'll find Cirque du Soleil. You'll find House of Blues, where they have the concert venue, and the former site of, geez, I'm forgetting what it was even called now. NBA Experience. Here's a cool Mickey Pride Month photo op. All right, let's see if we can find a spot looking out on the water where it's still kind of covered here. Gonna head this way, actually. I will say, if you're walking around Disney Springs on a rainy day, just be warned. You know, there's a lot of different textures in the ground, and so at any given moment, you might be stepping onto something that's a little bit more slippery than what was previously under your feet. I was really hoping the rain would just completely let up at some point, but it's still coming down. It could be a lot worse, though. It was a lot worse on my way here, so luckily it let up enough for us to do anything at all today. By the way, I should mention too, as we try to find a good spot here, we've been doing these live streams across our social channels, our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. But we are starting to do some exclusive live streams. So I think 2 weeks ago we did one exclusive to Facebook. Maybe 3 weeks ago. I don't know. Like I said, time's all blending together to me. But we will also be doing some exclusives to YouTube. So be sure to like, follow, subscribe across all of our platforms so you don't miss any videos. I think I've kind of lost the best opportunity I had to go undercover with a view of the water here. It's fine. We're just going to keep moseying around Disney Springs for a little bit here. And in the meantime, if you guys do have any questions about Lookout Key, Disney Cruise Line's new island destination, feel free to drop them in there. Again, we do have some pictures and videos to share. I will say too, it's really not that bad walking around Disney Springs right now. I have obviously my umbrella with me, as you've seen it sneak into the shot several times. Um, so it's not raining too hard right now. But I'd say if you're here on vacation and you think your night out at Disney Springs is ruined by the rain, maybe it's not. You know, be prepared with your umbrella, your poncho, whatever else you might have. But yeah, like I said, it thins out the crowds a little bit. Plus, you can come in to a restaurant, sit down, and have dinner for a while. Maybe you wait out the rain. And I wonder if there's an umbrella that will do the job over at Sprinkles, the cupcake shop just across the springs here. That might do the job. Let's see. There are some construction walls outside Raglan Road right now. It's interesting. Probably just some cement work just outside the restaurant here. We're going to turn left towards Sprinkles. Hopefully grab a seat right over there. This is the springs of Disney Springs. The beautiful blue water that on a hot day is so tempting to swim in, but do not do it. That water is not for swimming. So as I'm going to sit down there, I might as well mention too, Sprinkles again is a cupcake shop here. Really, really good cupcakes. Probably my favorite, actually, anywhere. So highly recommend trying it. You have great dessert places all over Disney Springs. Like I already talked about Gideon's. There's Everglazed donuts as well. So just a lot of really good options. All right, let's see what we can do here. Let's get a view of Bottling Co. and the water. Just bear with me as I put my umbrella away. And sit on a very wet bench so I can get under the umbrella. Okay, so we took a little walk around Disney Springs. The other thing, like I said, that we wanted to talk about today is Disney Lookout Key, the new island destination for Disney Cruise Line. Now, you may be familiar if you've done a Disney cruise before with Disney Castaway Key, which is their private island. This is not exactly the same. So it's Disney Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point on the island of Eleuthera. So Disney does not own the entire island. They own a section of the island called Lookout Key. And it is a beautiful new tropical destination to take your Disney cruise to. So you may have seen some images and videos going around as the first preview cruise just got out there. Actually, really, the first cruise. There were, there was media, there were travel agencies, and there were normal guests as well. So the first cruise to Disney Lookout Key just occurred. There's actually another one going on right now. They might be at Lookout Key today. I'm not sure. It's on the Disney Fantasy. We were on the Disney Magic, and had an amazing time. It is a beautiful new island. That being said, let's talk about some of the specific details. So the first thing that a lot of people were talking about is this walkway here, this gangway from the ship out to the island. So you can see the sort of the middle of the shot to the right. That is the island, and this is taken from the ship. You can see that long walkway. You do have to walk that walkway to get out to the island. If you need special assistance, they do have golf carts they can shuttle guests on as well. But most guests will need to walk that distance. It looks longer than it is. It's a very nice walk, I can tell you that, because you're right on the water, beautiful blue water, and it's breezy because you're right on the beach as well. So some really nice views on that walk, but just be prepared because you are going to walk quite a bit. From there, you then get up to Mabrika Cove, which is the first section of beach for this new destination. And it's really interesting because there are cabanas there. So if you have a cabana on Mabrika Cove, it's really just the beach, the cabanas. There is one small shop. It's really like a kiosk with some of the Lookout Key merchandise. But you're kind of separated from everything else on the island. So that's something to keep in mind if you're going to book a cabana over at Lookout Key. There are other cabanas, which we'll talk about in a little bit as well. But from there, you would hop on the tram. And it is about an 8-minute tram ride from Mabrika Cove over to the rest of Lookout Key. And that's where you'll find everything else on the island. You'll find your food, your merchandise, your splash pad, your Disney character shows, and seemingly endless beautiful beaches. It is really, really beautiful, and we'll see some more of that too. But when you arrive, you do find this nice Mickey photo op that does not come with Disney Springs in the background, I promise. But you'll see that as soon as you show up off of the tram. I mentioned there are shows. There are two different shows. There's let me get the banner up here. There is the Fun in the Sun Beach Bash, and that looks like this. You can see a full video of the show on our YouTube channel right now. It is a lot of fun. You can see the characters involved: Goofy, Chippendale, and Pluto. And basically, it's an interactive show where each of the characters has their own game. So there's three different games. Chippendale share one. But you get to be a part of it. You get to be as much of a part of it as you want, whether you're going to limbo or play ring toss or like a water passing game. Again, videos on our YouTube channel. You can check it out and see for yourself. It's better than I can explain it. But it was really fun. There's lots of music. They played Eye to Eye from a Goofy movie, so I by default love the whole show. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. This is in the Play Pavilion area. When this show is not going on, and it goes on a couple times during the day, there are all sorts of other beach games there. There's like Giant Connect Four, hula hoops, all sorts of whatever other games you can think of like that. You can find there at the Play Pavilion. So the other show is, yeah, let me switch the banner. Rush, a Junkanoo celebration, and that is a celebration of Bahamian culture. There is the Goombay Cultural Center where you can go and make your own Junkanoo. I wouldn't say full costumes, more like headdress, but it's like an arts and crafts experience. And then a couple times during the day, this show, Rush, a Junkanoo celebration, will take place. And again, you can see most of the show on our YouTube channel right now with these beautiful costumes that are just obviously right up in your face as you are doing the show or watching the show. Really fun music. It's a high energy show. I will say you do kind of have to watch it. It depends on the day, obviously. We had a very hot, very sunny day when we were standing there in the sun to watch the show. I'm sure you could find some shady areas as well, but you know, to get you guys the best video and pictures and things like that, I was right up there at the front. So something to be aware of. If you want to grab a shady spot, you might have to do that a little bit sooner rather than later if you're going to watch the show. Here's another look at Rush and the amazing costumes. You can see more of the cultural center behind these. All the buildings, by the way, are absolutely beautiful. These really elaborate setups, and the colors are vibrant, and it's really, really nice. And of course, it's a celebration of Bahamian culture, but there are also some Disney characters involved. So you see Mickey and Minnie, Donald and Daisy as a part of the show as well. Now, the star of this island, though, without a doubt, is the beautiful beaches. So in this area, you know, we talked about Mabrika Cove, where you have the cabanas, you have the beach right there. You will find Serenity Bay, which is the adults only area, 18 and older. They will have cabanas there. And then there is the normal family beach. And then there's a long, long stretch. So here is a look at the, oh, let me get the banner out of the way there. Sorry. There you go. There's a look at what your typical family beach looks like there. This is sort of right in the middle as you get to the island, or as you get to this area of the island. You can see the umbrellas. There's plenty of chairs. You're never going to get there and not have somewhere to sit. At least not while you're on the beach. There are, like I said, there's a lot of walking involved. Even when you do get to this area, I should mention too that there's still going to be a lot of walking. So just be prepared for that. And Disney will, of course, assist you however they can, but just be ready. I would say Lookout Key is beautiful, but not quite as convenient as Castaway Key. Castaway Key is a little bit more condensed, not as spread out. So again, just be prepared to walk around a bit. But again, this is the normal beach that you're seeing right now, with the umbrellas and everything. Then there's a long, long stretch of beautiful, beautiful beach that is all accessible. You can absolutely get to it. There's no restrictions or anything like that. There's no lifeguard on duty, so that's something to, to think about. But this area here, and again, doesn't come with Disney Springs on the sides, but you'll find endless views like this where there's just nobody on the beach. The beach is much larger than one Disney cruise ship could ever, provide people with. So it is very, very easy to enjoy a beautiful spot on the beach for sure. And I'll let you guys enjoy this shot. This is one of my favorites. Just the crystal blue water, that white sand. It's actually pink sand as you get up close to it. Just a beautiful, beautiful beach. And then I mentioned the cabanas as well. So like I said, Mabrika Cove has their cabanas. And then the other cabanas can be found at Serenity Bay. So again, Serenity Bay is adults only, it is 18 and older. If you are going with children and you want to get a cabana, you're going to have to be at Mabrika Cove. So just keep that in mind. You will be separated from the rest of everything there that's available at the island. But here is the cabana that you can find at Serenity Bay. Good look at it. And I am now realizing that I have ignored all of my videos. So let me give you guys a look at the inside of the cabana as soon as I can find my video here. Here we go. There you go. That is the inside of that cabana. They're beautiful. They're fantastic. Really, really nice. They are a little bit separated from the water, so you could see briefly in that shot there that there was a dune, but it's not too long a walk to get out to the water. So really, really nice. And again, these are at Serenity Bay. So I didn't get a chance to look in the cabanas at Mabrika Cove, but from the outside, they looked almost identical. So I would imagine they're going to be pretty much exactly the same on the inside. Let's jump back a little bit. As I mentioned, we talked about Rush, a Junkanoo celebration. So I do have some video of that to share with you guys as well. There you go. There's some of the. Sorry if that was really loud, but there's some of the energy of the Junkanoo show. It is infectious. It is a great way to start. Well, I mean, with the Beach Bash, and then that follows the Beach Bash. Rush is. Those two shows are a great way to start your day. Get that energy going. So we've looked at the cabana. There are also two splash pads, and one of them is even like it's underselling it to call it a splash pad. But there are two areas for children to enjoy, water activities. One of them is Sebastian's Cove, one of those two. And this is for younger guests. So you're looking for like toddlers here. And I couldn't really get in to see a whole lot of it, but your basic splash pad, a lot of moving water elements, a lot of fountains and things like that. So pretty self-explanatory. But then there's also Rush Out, Gush Out, the other splash pad for older, really for all ages, I guess. But your older children are absolutely going to love that. And I do have a video of Rush Out, Gush Out to share with you real quick as well. So there you go. Like you can see there, even in that brief video, much more elaborate than your typical splash pad, water slides, and all sorts of things like that. So two really fun play areas for kids on top of the play pavilion, which again has all sorts of games and toys and things like that. And then there's of course just the beautiful beaches. So one thing I didn't really get, I don't have like a lot of images or video or anything to share with you guys, is the food. Again, this was the first day that anybody set foot on, well, not anybody. There were a few cast members there on the island for a little bit, but I'd say 90% of the cast members, and this is the first time that any guests stepped foot on that island. So things weren't 100% ready to go. I'm sure they probably are by now, by this second cruise that's there right now. But things like the food and everything, I'd say didn't photograph very well. There was nothing wrong with it. It was your typical, and even actually this could apply to Castaway Key as well. Cookies and Cookies 2. Here you have True True and True True 2. Um, and Serenity Bay Barbecue as well. So 3 locations, and they're all very similar to Castaway. You got your typical barbecue food. You get burgers, you get fries, chicken, mac and cheese, ribs, all of that good stuff. They also did some Bahamian food in there too, but I didn't get a chance to try, unfortunately. Um, and then there's plenty of drink stations, soft serve ice cream, things like that too. Um, so yeah, again, there's all of those locations, very similar to Castaway Key, uh, but yeah, nothing really to share in terms of images or anything like that. However, there's of course plenty of merchandise, so we definitely got to look at a lot of merchandise. There's a few shops. Disney Tings is the main shop where you'll find most of the Lookout Key merch. You can see like a Spirit jersey. You can see the shirt, the button-down shirt there. And then here we have the character shirts, which are the popular option. So you can see a shirt there for Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Donald, and Goofy, the whole Fab Five. And then there's another look at the Spirit jersey. Actually, that's a different Spirit jersey in the bottom row there, as well as the Lookout Key ears and the bag. So plenty of merchandise. There were long waits for the merchandise, but again, it was the first day of operations, so it was it's as anything opens up, there's going to be a little bit of a feeling out process. They have to get things all squared away, and that's really all I have to share about Lookout Key, except for just some nice images of the Disney Magic on that walk back to the ship across that long gangway. You get some really, really great views, some great photo ops there to commemorate your Disney cruise. So again, yes, there's a lot of walking, but you're never in a spot where there's not something great to look at. Like, it's all beautiful. It's a very, very pretty new location. Again, probably not as convenient as Castaway Key, but beautiful new location to explore. I didn't mention either. Actually, there's also the nature trail, which is a fun walk out to the lighthouse of Lighthouse Point. So there is that as well. But again, a lot of walking. Everything is very spread out, but a beautiful new island destination for Disney Cruise Line. I would 100% go back. I know, again, this was the first experience anybody had on the island, so things weren't ideal. They're only going to get better. So I'm definitely interested in going back to Lookout Key. And if you are interested yourself, you can head to, if I find the right banner, d2travel.com, or send us an email at info@d2travel.com, and we can start planning your Disney Lookout Key cruise today. So that is it. That's all I have. Thank you, everyone, for joining me from a very wet Disney Springs. We'll get a nice view of the springs here as we close things out. I will stall for just a minute. If you have any other questions about Lookout Key, feel free to drop them in the comments there. And if you don't have any questions right now, you can always just ask us any questions you might have, either on our socials, which you see scrolling across the bottom of your screen there. Find any of the Disney Lookout Key posts. Feel free to drop your questions there, or send us an email, info@d2travel.com. You can answer any Disney Lookout Key questions for you, and we can start planning your trip. So yeah, as the rain continues to fall at Disney Springs, we are going to wrap things up here today. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. And we'll be back real soon. We got off our schedule a little bit because of the Lookout Key cruise, but we'll be back to our regularly scheduled weekly programs, and we'll get out to some fun places next week. So if there's anything specific you'd like to see, feel free to drop a comment. And yeah, that'll do it for us today. Again, one more time, d2travel.com, or send us an email at info@d2travel.com. Let us start planning your next vacation today. Follow us on those socials you see scrolling across the bottom of your screen. And that's it. Thanks again, everybody. I'll see you all real soon. Bye.